Hello Tubesters, it's Gav. Just an impromptu video. I wanted to show this Pretorian that I'm painting. I decided to jump over I've got another batch of Vietnam figures to do, just 3 or 4, but I fancy doing these Pretorians. I've got 4 of them to do, as per the on the bench video I did a while ago, a couple of weeks ago. It was decisions on the colours of the Pretorian himself. If you ever watch Gladiator, you see him in, was it purple and black? Like black armour with purple. Well, purple was imperial colour, and yes, these are the Emperor's more or less bodyguards, but I wasn't 100% convinced that they would have purple. It was a very expensive colour to reproduce. I believe they got it from, was it the nerve cells or whatever they were of certain crustaceans that made like a purple dye, so it was expensive to produce. But I've still got black shields that when Ian sent me them, he sent me the shields and they're black. So I thought, yeah, black, you can more or less put it with everything, you know, red and black, white and black. But I've gone for the white in the end, as you can see by the crest. Now that's just a base colour, give me an idea of what to work from, and the same with the linen tunic. And then it was a decision, was I going to do metallic or non-metallic? And I just thought, you know what, there's only 4 figures, I'm going to have a go at non-metallic. I didn't want it to be a fantasy non-metallic that has got really, really bright edge highlights and things, because all the photograph references I was using obviously didn't show it like that. I don't know how it's coming over under the light. It looks fairly white, but it's not. It's a bit better than that. The legionaries, whether they were legionaries or Praetorians, by this time they were using the white metal helmets, but they had a lot of embellishments on it with brass. Often to this, not so much to, I don't think it's believed that the Legion said, right, each helmet will have this, and this, because these helmets went on for years and years and would be passed down to the next recruit. And the previous owner could take all the brass work off if he paid for it, because they like to put a lot of bling on if they could. So I've done brass work around the edges of the cheek plates, the neck plate. They got quite in this. I'm not sure when what this particular figure was. I forget now. I believe it's from around the 120 mark AD, something like that, or CE, but Common Era as it's now called. One thing that I need to do is darken the pilum up here. The metal work on that, I think, because it wasn't bright, it was quite a dull iron, so that's going to have to be dulled down. I just happened to use roughly the same colours as I was doing that, knowing that I'd have to then put some glazes to darken it. But yeah, I just thought I'd show it off what I decided to do. As I say, I didn't want absolutely massive bling effect, if that makes sense, and some of the brass work here, these are like obviously brass catches, but then it's leather. They tied them up with leather little thongs. Obviously I've done the greaves as well. But yeah, you can paint these as a brass helmet if you wanted to. As I say, there was a lot of seepage through the timelines. These things were obviously, if they could be kept functional, they would be. But yeah, I've still got more work to do on the woodwork here. We've got all the horsehair crests got to be painted up, painted a bit brighter than I will do the linen. But yeah, I decided to go with white in the end. I thought, if I was doing legionaries, yeah, I'd probably do them red, and just to make a statement, really. These would be in white. I'm not doing white leather work. I think that's a bit too Hollywood. So it would be brown leather work. And also a lot of the Centurions had the more fancy stuff. And although these guys get paid more than a legionary, yeah, they'll just be brown. You can see his soldier's belt there, that's brown, and it'll have brass studs on. Obviously I've got to do the armour here. Still, I just wanted to see how that looks. This manipular armour, manipula, I think it's called. He's got a scarf around his neck to stop the armour chafing him. That's got to obviously be done. I only put the base coat on just so it would show against the armour, help the armour show a bit more as I did the little vid. So yeah, that's what we're going for with these guys in the end. We're going for non-metallic metal, so no metallic paint is being used. It's all being substituted by normal paint to give it a metallized look. We're going to have some brown leather on this decorative work here, which I believe only like the Centurions, the Praetorians had, just to fancy themselves up a bit. And then obviously, like I say, white tunic and stuff. So thanks for stopping by and taking a look. I just wanted to give you an insight into the non-metallic. It's always fun to do. I'm doing this one as a test piece, and then the other three, hopefully I'll do them literally. You know, as I do, I'll do all the metallic on all three, all the leather work, because you normally would as a batch paint. But that armour only took me probably, it shows, it probably only took me about an hour and a half or so to do, maybe less, I don't know. So, you know, it's achievable if you wanted to do something like that. I will, once I've got everything sorted out colour wise, I'll then go back on the armour if there's anything I want to change. The manipular plates here, probably I've used dark blue, but I might well put some black in to make a real hard edge, to give and that'll shine. The very edges of the plate there will shine a bit more. Probably might have done the edges of the plate a bit wide there, but on non-metallic you need to do the edges. The edges is what will give you the look of shine, so always make sure that you go up around the edges, but keep the edge line very. I've gone a bit too heavy I think on these, but he's the test figure. But if you do your edges in your lighter colours, keep lighting them up one stage ahead of, I believe, of the other stuff you're doing, the other colours you're putting down. It'll give you that edge of metal. But as I say, you don't want him to look overly fantasy or that type of thing. Yeah, there. We don't want him to look too fantasy-esque. Right, there we go. Thanks for stopping by and taking a look. Just thought I'd pop him up. I don't know why, just thought I did. I would do. Tomorrow, Thursday, that is, over here, we shall have the Vietnam figures up, so that'll be interesting. I actually better finish painting the bases of those, or they can look very interesting with a load of primer base around them. So yeah, look after yourselves, take care, and we'll catch each other soon on another video.